Have you ever felt like you're stuck in this emotional boxing match with someone that just thrives on drama? Maybe it's a coworker who turns every email into an epic battle, or a family member who could turn a grocery list into a full-blown argument. If you've ever found yourself exhausted from dealing with a high conflict individual, you're not alone. Studies show that roughly 15% of people exhibit high conflict behaviors, and these interactions, they can significantly increase your stress and anxiety. So by the end of this video, you will have 7 key strategies to utilize what we call the gray rock method to keep yourself calm, cool, and collected without responding emotionally to these high conflict or often narcissistic individuals. So what's the gray rock method? It's basically a technique that's as simple as it sounds and as effective as it gets. The idea is to become emotionally uninteresting, just like a gray rock. I know that can be very tough to do, right? There's no color, there's no sparkle that you all have, there's no reaction. It's just pure, dull neutrality. And by removing this emotional fuel that they often crave, you will make yourself unappealing as a target, believe it or not, because they are looking to manipulate you, and you can remove all of those manipulative tendencies by just acting unemotional. So why does this technique work in the first place? High conflict individuals, particularly those with narcissistic or manipulative tendencies, they feed off your emotional reactions. You know those people. I have so many people in my life that I swear that they speak to me or they do things to me just to set me off. And you know what I'm talking about. But they thrive on drama and intention and engagement, right? That's kind of why they do what they do to you, because they love to see you get all fired up and aggravated. The moment you stop fueling their fire, they start to look elsewhere for their next source of emotional energy. So think of it like reality TV, like a reality TV star. They suddenly realize the camera isn't on, and what do? They lose interest and they move on to something else. So research supports this idea. A 2019 study published by the Journal of Personality Disorders, they found that individuals with narcissistic tendencies, they're more likely to disengage from conversations that they do not feel provide them with emotional stimulation. So that's what they're trying to do when they're trying to set you off. Additionally, a 2020 report from the American Psychological Association, they noted that minimizing emotional responses in high conflict interactions, it reduces stress level, and that stress-related cortisol spikes, helping individuals maintain emotional balance. So keep it calm, keep it cool, even though you just feel like you want to explode. But by not reacting, you are essentially rewiring their response to you. Interesting, right? So eventually we can get to no drama, and for them, they're getting no reward, right? So let's look at how to be a gray rock without turning into a robot. Number 1, we want to keep it boring. Respond with short, neutral answers such as, oh, or I see, or maybe okay. Think of yourself as a non-playable character in a video game. Just enough interaction to function, but no side quests. Second way of getting a gray rock is no emotional energy. This is a tough one, especially if you wear your emotions on your sleeve like I do. No excitement, no anger, no deep engagement. Keep your voice steady and your body language neutral. Imagine yourself as a customer service representative reading from a script, detached but polite. So be a script reader when it comes to these crazy people in your life. Number 3 is stick to the facts. If you must respond to them, keep it factual and dry. Something like the meeting's at 3 p.m. Not, well, we all agree that 3 p.m. works best even though I know you wanted it earlier. Less is more. Get to the facts. Number 4 is avoid personal topics altogether. If they probe into your personal life, give minimal responses. How was your weekend? You could just say fine. Or, just something very simple. No elaboration. It keeps them guessing elsewhere because they get the hint that you really don't want to talk to them. Number 5 is exit gracefully. So if they try to provoke you, disengage smoothly. Say something like, I have to get back to work, or I need to make a phone call. There's no need for explanations or justifications. I know sometimes it's harder when this person is in your home. Maybe it's your spouse, your partner, your close friend, somebody, maybe a roommate. It gets a little harder to exit gracefully, but there is options to do that, right? Number 6 is limit your availability. So if people create boundaries around how and when you interact with these high conflict people, responding less frequently, it makes you less enticing of a target. So find that way to just create boundaries and to limit your availability around them. And number 7 is use the broken record technique. If they keep pushing, repeat yourself calmly. I understand. As I mentioned, the meeting is at 3 p.m. Repetition without engagement discourages further conflict. So just stick with the facts, minimal dialogue with these individuals, and minimal emotions. Kind of keep it cut and dry. Have the poker face if you can. Nothing that's, quite distinguishing. Maybe a smile or, some drama like you look mad. Just try to keep it neutral. But won't they get angry, right? So you're probably thinking, that's great, but I think it's only going to fuel the fire. Maybe, but some high conflict people, they will escalate when they notice that their usual tactics are not working. So I know that's something that can be concerning, but that's pretty normal. But stay the course. It's really important. They'll eventually tire out, and that lack of reaction to really get you fired up, they may just move on to a more responsive target. A 2021 study on conflict resolution found that individuals who maintained a neutral stance in high stress, high conflict conversations, they experienced fewer retaliatory behaviors over time. So in other words, by constantly applying the gray rock method, you train the other person to see you as an ineffective emotional target because they want to get you fired up and see you stress. So when should you use caution with the gray rock method? Because the gray rock method is powerful, but it's not always the best approach, right? It depends on the situation. So if you're dealing with someone who has a history of escalating into physical aggression or dangerous behavior, disengaging without a safety plan, it could be risky. So you need to be careful there. In those cases, seek professional guidance or support from a conflict resolution expert or the authorities if you need to. And additionally, if you're in a long-term situation, such as maybe co-parenting with a high conflict ex, you may need to blend strategies, including legal protection, documentation, and firm boundaries alongside of gray rocking. So it may be a mix of strategies depending on your situation. But the big payoff here is your peace of mind. And the best part is you can get get your peace back. It is possible. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that. So instead of spending hours replaying conversations that you have in your head or dreading that next interaction, you conserve your energy for what truly matters. Your time, your sanity, and your well-being are worth far more than fueling someone else's need for conflict. By far. And over time, using the Gray Rock method, it can help you reduce your emotional stress, improve your ability to stay calm through tough situations, and even shift how others perceive you. People who once thrived on manipulating you may be starting to seek attention elsewhere, leaving you free to focus more on the positive and meaningful relationships in your life and the things that matter, right? So the next time that you're dealing with someone who thrives on drama, just remember, be the rock. The gray, emotionless, wonderful, boring rock. Stay grounded, stay unshaken, and most importantly, stay sane. So if you found this content valuable, please consider sharing, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you all in the next video.